We begin with breaking news in South Salt Lake, where heavy smoke from a compost fire has forced the closure of southbound I-15 at 3300 South, the westbound I-80 ramp to southbound I-15, and the eastbound SR-201 ramp to southbound I-15. Multiple businesses surrounding the fire have been forced to evacuate because of the smoke.
Now, Camp Bow Wow staff is all in, and that's located at 475 West and 36 South, right next to the fire. They have been told by firefighters to hang on and wait for word to evacuate. Reportedly, about 50 dogs are being taken care of there. Now, the fire itself, it started at Diamond Tree Experts in South Salt Lake. That's at 3645 South and 5th West.
That's where Fox 13's Gene Kennedy and Nineveh Dinha are tonight. Gene, let's start with you.
There's a mountain of mulch on fire, you two, about 50 to 60 feet high. Look how intense this is. And you can see at this moment, Bob and Hope, that firefighters are literally putting their lives on the line to try to get this under control. You can see them there with their hoses on the south end of that massive compost pile. Really scary to think that, you know, portions of that could come down on them. All of these embers, the fire so intense with the wind whipping it to the north. You can see all that smoke billowing to the north. And as you look at the live shot, there are firefighters on the ground there that are on the north end using a truck as cover to try to keep this from jumping north to buildings. One in particular that has a large oxygen tank. There's also other buildings in this industrial area that have paint and other chemicals. And so now this has been burning, guys, for more than an hour. Very intense. At one point, just before 8 o'clock, I-15 southbound was shut down as the fire scorched right up a hill that's next to the freeway. You can see this in our live picture, just how close this got. And at this point, they've got a couple lanes in the southbound lanes here that are open right now, these two left lanes, but you can see police, fire all out here right now. They have told us that they are prepared to shut down the freeway again if this gets more intense. Let me take you further down, okay? So this is the north end of this. The south end is where they've gained some control here, but that north side, guys, that's what you see, all of those embers, the smoldering, and those firefighters right there that are trying to get some further control on this. We're told that the crews are well over 50 firefighters who have come from Draper to West Valley to try to get the upper hand. But at this point, this is basically just burning out of control. As Hope was mentioning, the company Diamond Tree Experts, it's a tree removal company. And so what is burning at this hour? Wood chips and mulch. And in fact, this is the same location where there was a compost fire back on July 3rd. So firefighters now back again, but this is a very intense situation, and the wind is not doing them any favors. Back to you.
Gene, do we have any idea how this fire started?
At this point, no, and we're a little bit limited here because of our vantage point, Bob. So we're actually on I-15. We're not where the crews are, where the media staging area and some more of that information is. So at this point, we don't know how it started, but we were actually working another story, started coming northbound on I-15. This was around 7:45, and saw all of this smoke that you see here in the live shot just billowing over I-15. It was really a dramatic, intense situation. And so now at this point, we're more than an hour and 15 minutes from when we saw this, but we do not know how it started. Still trying to figure that out.
All right, so Gene, just quickly, it did start there at Diamond Tree Experts, about 50 firefighters on scene. You're saying it's out of control. Do they have any idea when they think they might contain this?
Haven't heard any of that. They're all actually on the ground away from our vantage point. They have had some success, Hope, on that south side, but again, because of the wind, they just have not gained the upper hand on this north end. And as you look again at the live shot, Hope, in the north side, look at all of that netting. That netting that is right next to that business there. That's the big concern at this point, is that this could jump to the north where that kennel that you were talking about is, and also these other businesses. So those firefighters on the ground right there by that truck, they are trying to protect this from spreading to the north and to these businesses and damaging any structures.
Okay, Gene, we're going to hold you in place there for now. Let's go to